How we doing, folks? Negro. Yeah, baby. How are you? It's me, Doug Rice. Welcome to the Doug Rice Show. I am the one, the only Doug Rice. There is no other, unless the name Doug Rice. And at that point, we'll have a point of contention. Welcome, 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 welcome. I have been watching the news. Have you been watching the news? Have you been watching the news? Do you see what they are up to? They are up to their ideal weight in excrement. That is the ideation I have for the Negro Nation. Yes, Dougisms all around. All right, folks, here's what I found. Now, look. The ADL and I are close and personal frenemies. We are on speaking terms with no respect required. And it's a one-way conversation. They never talk to me. But I have plenty for the ADL and Mr. Greenblatt to see. I at them over and over on Twitter, now known as X, which, well, Elon Musk has somehow failed to protect. What did he tell advertisers? Wow. Okay. So, anyway, I got a place, a space that I go to from time to time. It's called We Woke Now. Please forgive my rhyme. And I'm going to put the disparagant, watch out for their agent, all the way essays up there for you to see and say, because I want to play this video clip for you today. Now, We Woke Now. We Woke Now is a great woke YouTube video channel. And I am going to share with you the link, as I always do. What do you think? Please, of course I meant to. Don't apply any stink. Here we go. So that's We Woke Now. But now let me frame this for you so that you understand what you're about to see, because I don't want there to be any confusion. All right. This is ADL Jonathan Greenblatt, the CEO of the Anti-Defamation League. It says moles in different area codes with every organization. We don't care. Let them spy on the Negro Nation. They've been doing that since before you folks took root. So we're not going to give you the boot. Spy away. That's what I say. But let's hear what he says, okay? Wait. Am I good? Am I good? Am I good? Am I good? Let me see. Nope. I'm almost good. Okay, let me just do this, folks. That I cannot abide. So we're going to try something else because that's just nonsense. That I don't like. All right. So this time you'll hear it, and let's do it correctly.
The language of groups that we've long tracked have long been problematic, like Students for Justice in Palestine and Jewish Voices for Peace. They flipped like this and went to like Iranian propaganda. The language I could show you from their toolkits, because our analysts are in their groups. Because our analysts are in their groups. Because our analysts are in their groups. But I also want to point out that we have a major generational problem. All the polling I've seen, ADL's polling, ICC's polling, independent polling, suggests this is not a left-right gap, folks. The issue in the United States of support for Israel is not left and right. It is young and old. And the numbers of young people who think that Hamas's, massacre was justified is shockingly and terrifyingly high. And so we really have a TikTok problem, a Gen Z problem, that our community needs to put the same brains that gave us TWID, the same brains that gave us all these other amazing innovations, need to put our energy toward this, like fast. Because again, like we've been chasing this left-right divide. It's the wrong game.
So take close look, my brothers and sisters, if you would. And I'd like to say hello to Sister E, if I could. How are you, Sister E? It's welcome to have you here. And please, if you would, draw your ear near. Now, this specimen is Mr. Greenblatt, and look at him. He's all of that. Now, I've back and forth with him on X for years. I would say, yeah, for years, both him and the ADL. And I smell their fears. They are scared as hell, and I can tell. And it's not going to end too well for these folks. Who's to say what game we are supposed to be in? It's amazing. These individuals so steeped in their sin, but I'm just going to let it play again, and let's see what he has to say.
The real game is the next generation. The real game is the next generation. The real game is the next generation.
Major problem of Israel is with the young generation of the black community.
I'm sorry, let me hang that right there for everybody to see. I'm going to give its prominence, see? Now, understand it says here they are at an American council. So Israel, EU, American Council, celebrate Israel. And this one in the middle, this one that's clearly a blonde-haired, blue-eyed European that has absolutely no business being, representative of Negroes whatsoever, but she's one of those. Here we are. The major problem with Israel is the young generation of the black community. Now, I don't know if what she's speaking of is the black community that is in Israel. I don't know if she's speaking of the black community that is in the United States, representative of so many public and forward-thinking camps we have to thank for so much. Whether or not she's speaking of either or both is of no consequence. Their focus is on us. Their focus is on Negroes, and specifically Negroes that associate themselves with the truth and distance themselves from the lie. Now, let me say this. There are Negroes they let slide on by. There are Negroes that love the small hats. They just kind of dig them like that, you know. But let me just go ahead and go on with the show. I find the whole thing a bit interesting, but I just want to continue and let her sing. Here we go.
Black's Lives Matter starts there. I had last week sit-down dinner at my house with 40 people, which are considered the leadership of the Black community.
Whoa, sister. Wait a minute. You what? You had a sit down last week with people that you call with the leadership of the Black community, then they were not a representative of the Black community that we represent or we are indicative of. So there is no connection between the individuals that you so aptly sat with and spoke, I'm sure, ad infinitum about your issues, your problems, and how they associate with the Black community and what you'd like to see change. Well, we will never receive the message that you seemingly did arrange. They're never going to respond or get a response from us. So that message seemingly has missed the bus. But let me continue.
I have said to people when they ask me if this Capitol crumbled to the ground, the one thing that would remain is our commitment to our aid. And I don't even call it aid, our cooperation with Israel. Because that's fundamental, our cooperation with Israel. Because that's fundamental, our cooperation with Israel. Because that's fundamental.
Were I a Jew, I would be a Zionist. My father pointed out to me I did not need to be a Jew to be a Zionist. For I am. Israel is essential to the security of Jews worldwide.
Let me stop Joe just for a second, folks, because this dribble, this that we're listening to, what I've done is I've dissected in my mind what this seems to be inclined toward protecting. It's more or less protecting the white ideological, Europeanized, stylized, generalized idioms and protect them from a darker hue that they see might come from me or you. This is nothing but a global race war. I've looked at the images carefully. All of the victims that Israel has taken their vengeance upon seem a bit darker in shade. Now, I don't know if there's been a mistake made, but it seems that even perhaps the world has been played. No, this is simply an extension of the invention of the Jewish state. And might I add, before it's too late, their end has been written. Yes, their very fate. So we're watching the last gasps of European ass on the run. And in short order, I think they'll be done. Here's the reason why. There's many more Arabs and brown-skinned people to my eye. I don't know. Maybe I'm just doing a show. All right, let me just continue and go. We're looking at woke now. I think I sent the link in there, right? Somebody look, we got the fair use and everything. Thanks. All right, let's keep going.
The real game is the next generation, and the Hamas and their accomplices, the useful idiots in the West, are falling in line in ways that are terrifying. Last thing I'll just say, we saw a dramatic change in the language of the activists here in America on October the 8th. The language of groups that we've long tracked who've long been problematic, like Students for Justice in Palestine and Jewish Voices for Peace, they flipped like this and went to like Iranian propaganda. The language I could show you from their toolkits, because our analysts are in their groups, The language which I could show you from their toolkits, because our analysts are in their groups. We saw this again on October the 8th. It was that fast. Like the language in their toolkits was all about the Zionist entity and lots of other language that we recognized from Iranian propaganda.
Did you know? Back in 1993, the FBI raided the San Francisco office of the Anti-Defamation League. This is coming from the Baltimore Sun, article titled Anti-Defamation League Raided by Police. Spy data sought in San Francisco. This article was published on April 9th, 1993. It reads, San Francisco police have raided the offices of the Anti-Defamation League, looking for illegally obtained law enforcement information used in a nationwide political spy operation. The district attorney's office said yesterday also released hundreds of pages of documents detailing how ADL, the Anti-Defamation League, operatives, in other words, analysts, infiltrated political groups. The documents describe a widespread spy operation aimed at such diverse organizations as the White Supremacist, White Aryan Resistance, the Arab American Anti-Discrimination Committee.
Let me pause right there and ask y'all a question. Do you think, I'm just asking, do you think that these guys share any of their information? Do you think that, look at the information that they've gotten here. So you're telling me that they have a widespread spy operation aimed at these kind of diverse organizations. Now, do you think that they share what they find about white supremacists and white Aryan resistance with the NAACP? Oh, what's wrong? Did y'all just pause for a minute? Because you know damn well they haven't shared a damn thing. Now, also, do you think that they shared with the U.S. government all that their surveillance has brought about regarding the Arab American Anti-Discrimination Committee? Do you think maybe they just said, hey, let me tell you something, folks, just in case you don't know. Companies do this, and here's what I know. Walmart has, in every Walmart around the country, particularly the ones that aren't closing, Walmart has a facial recognition program that is subpar, second to none, beyond your wildest imagination. I've seen it in action. It'll blow your damned mind. When I tell you the way whoever monitors those systems sees us as we walk into these places like Walmart, let me tell you something. What they see will make you extremely uncomfortable. What they can identify instantaneously through the use of their AI-powered and generated systems will literally cause you to stay home. And when I tell you this, I hope that you are not afraid to roam, because that same information gathered, identifying you, what you're wearing, what you're doing, what time, what you came in with, what you left with, they know every movement that you've made, and the facial recognition is such to the point that they upload every night what they have to the U.S. government. Now, keep in mind, the guy that heads the Walmart now used to be a director, I believe, of either FEMA or one of the other alphabet agencies within the United States. And so consider that when you walk in and out of certain places, and particularly Walmart, they take a picture of your photo, and every night it goes to the Department of Homeland Security. And you know what? Check my math. I always tell you, I'm going to bring receipts, but you take that receipt and you look carefully at it and you check against what I'm saying online, and you'll find it, because it's in my mind. All right. I wanted to say that. I have a lot of things we're going over today, folks. I again want to welcome everybody here. Thank you so much. We're brought to you by TWID and TWID gear. It is amazing. It is quality. I can't believe the quality of the apparel. It's very, very good. I'm waiting for my sample of the skincare and the beard oils. I'm doing this every day. It'll get here. Things are slow. But just so you know, Go to twidwear.com. Get 10% off all apparel using the promo code TDRS. Do that and save on what you find best. Thanks so much. And we are there. Also, just look down there and you'll see how you can support me directly. I forgot. I will tell you after this clip. I want to hurry up and zip my lip. All right, folks, wait one moment. Let's end this from We Woke Now. This is ADL Jonathan Greenblatt. If you can stand looking at his bald-headed face, I don't understand why they do that. It's a disgrace. Let's move.
Arab American Anti-Discrimination Committee, Operation Rescue, Greenpeace, the NAACP, the Board of Directors of public television station KQED, and the San Francisco Bay Guardian newspaper. The searches of the ADL offices in San Francisco and Los Angeles were the latest twist in a scandal that erupted in the San Francisco Police Department. Now, I want to give this warning to you, my brothers and sisters. If you are planning or have already established special interest groups, be careful and properly vet the membership of your organization. Keep the organization small and tight for as long as you can. What's your thoughts? Please be respectful with your comments. Also, please click the like, click the notification bell, and subscribe to this channel.
And please do, I do invite you to subscribe to We Woke Now on YouTube, a great informational conduit through which you and all of us can remain as informed as possible. Now, I found something that might interest you. Now, everybody, I have at least been asking, how do they intend to come at us? How do they intend to come at us? All right. Can you hear me good? How do they, listen, at this point, I want you to frame what they may be seeing and what we may be expecting as a response. Now, ever since Kanye and Kyrie, they came down very hard on those three. Yeah, because Kanye, he could be two people at once. I just wanted to say that. Okay. So ever since Kanye and Kyrie, and I commend those brothers. I do. For that moment, I do. Those brothers stood up. But also we had a few others, that stood up as well, but some were put down quicker than others. You can definitely tell. So ever since Kanye and Kyrie, they have been plotting as far as I can see. Now, what do I see? How can I prove that? I prove it by the absence of their actions at this point. There is absolutely nothing that they have done beyond those two to keep Negroes on the run, except maybe a cursory mention or some kind of other pretension, but there's no overt connection with needing, I think, our immediate protection from them, as they seem to be in stasis on a see what we gonna do basis. You know what I'm saying? I can see it on their faces. But we know something's coming. We know something is on the way. We know something's coming, and we can tell that it's coming maybe as soon as today. And I thought that they might take an end run around what they want to get done. In fact, I thought that they might not even overtly move in an effort that they perhaps could disprove they're doing anything that parlays against what we intend. Now, all right, folks, let me go to this next article because I definitely want you to see it. But before you see the next article, please pay attention to Pay attention to the new website, the new Doug Wright Show website. Very, very, very cool. I want to make sure you get the new one. So, all right, so we got shop. Here's what I can do, folks. I hope you're looking. I got a couple of items on my webpage now. Now I'm cooking, right? You like that? Yeah, I'm going to add the PDF packages and maybe coffee cups, shirts. We have our own brand as well, TDRS, the Doug Wright Show, and we do provide information, and so there's the first step. It's not 100% connected yet, but if you order those, you'll give me the money. And believe me, I'm not going to act funny. I'll send you the 60 PDF package, but it's just not up there so you can see it. Okay, it's lacking. All right. So what do I have for you? I have something that I think you can use. Here's what it is, and I picked it ahead of time so that you can join me on this amazing rhyme. Now, here's what we're talking about. Oh no, don't tell me I lost it. I did not. Don't say that, Doug. Here it is. I did not. Now, we all know that black codes. We know what black codes are. Okay? Now, I did a whole show on black codes, just so you know. And it was in depth. We read through the black codes of Mississippi from 1865, if you can remember. Now, none of us were alive, but we read this, and how would they go about trying to affect Negroes today without really, going out of their way? Well, this is something I considered, and that's something we're going to consider still. Is America reverting to the days of black codes? Now, interestingly, I found a way to make this say all that it says. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to read through that, and I want you to listen carefully too, because there's a lot that this thing may say. So here's what we're going. Let me see if I can get it done today. Here we go. However, wait, I don't think that y'all can actually hear that. Hold on one moment. I'm going to try to reshare the screen. Bear with me just one moment, please, if I try to cut the scene. Bear with me, folks. Just trying to get the audio on. Here we go. All right. Now, let me see if I can start it from the right place. Let me see here. All right, let's see. Uh-oh, wait. No, I've got to go back. It's not letting me do it. That is whack. Let me see if I can X out of it and come back again. Uh-oh, there we go. All right, let's see if it starts here now. All right, take a listen, folks.
Is America reverting to the days of black codes? Add. Follow. Story by Thatz Wut I Do. Many mainstream progressives and Democrats say that the biggest issue confronting America today is racism masquerading as white supremacy. However, the actual problem facing this nation is the gradual reverting to the use of black codes, a method of segregation designed by the Democrat Party. The push for racial segregation is now notable across the nation. There is a push to reverse the outcomes of the civil rights movement everywhere. Take Oregon, for example. The concept of equitable grading has been introduced to 2. De-emphasizing other traditional measures, all to avoid dealing with the poor academic performance of primarily black students.
Now, let me go ahead and bring this out because it is important. There is the push for racial segregation is now notable across the nation. There is a push to reverse the outcomes of the civil rights bowel movement that produced shit everywhere. I'm sorry. Did it say that? Oh, it didn't. It didn't say that, but it should have. Take Oregon, for example. And look, I'm not just pointing at Oregon. I need you to understand all of these kind of, I don't know if they're belt states or whatever they might be, but if you're talking about North Dakota, South Dakota, we're talking about Oregon, we're talking about places in Washington, there were the hub for sundowner towns, for towns that disappeared, that were black towns, that were Negro towns. There were Negroes all over the United States, and slowly but surely they corralled them all, made them feel as unwelcome except in the places that they wanted them welcome, in ghettos that we know now were a constructed mechanism used to house Negroes in the likened ghettos named after the Polish Jews that were in Polish ghettos surrounded by up-to-do and middle-class white suburbia. This is a planned exercise of black marginalization, Negro mitigation, and this is what we are confronted with today. The new black codes. I mean, think of this, folks. If you don't know how intricately involved Jewish people were in the slave trade, we're going to go over that. I've got the receipts on that too. Okay? So with one hand, they help you supposedly out of the gutter. With the other hand, they pull you down in it. So I don't need to hear anything from any of these folks. Anyway, all right, folks, let's just continue. I apologize. I just wanted to say that. Let's continue.
Students.
Wait. Ah, well. So the page certainly is not responding, but you know what? I can read it myself. Not a big deal. See, I think it wants me to do this and do that. Well, I can tell you this, folks. This happens clearly. Right now, I'm having. Oh, look at this. Oh, Lord. All right. Will it work now? My apologies, folks. They are probably in my system somehow. So what they're talking about is, again, are black codes returning. Is America reverting to the days of black codes? And it certainly is being pushed, these types of conditions being pushed by Donald Trump. So let's take Oregon for an example. Hopefully it doesn't start from the beginning.
Is America reverting to the days of black codes? Add. Follow. Story by Thatz Wut I Do. Many mainstream progressives and Democrats say that the biggest issue confronting America today is racism masquerading as white supremacy. However, the actual problem facing this nation is the gradual reverting to the use of black codes, a method of segregation designed by the Democrat Party. The push for racial segregation is now notable across the nation. There is a push to reverse the outcomes of the civil rights movement everywhere. Take Oregon, for example. The concept of equitable grading has been introduced to de-emphasizing other traditional measures, all to avoid dealing with the poor academic performance of primarily black students. Reports claim around 45% of black students have received at least one F on their report cards in recent years. In California, teaching math has been altered not to challenge students, especially blacks, to perform well. Also read, a California mom believes parents need an opt-in opt-out option in their kids' school curriculum. In some districts, algebra instruction is no longer a part of middle school curricula. Such changes may look great, but they do nothing to assist black students individually or collectively in an increasingly global marketplace. In Illinois, high schools now offer classes separated by race. Proponents of the idea claim it will make kids more comfortable when the objective should be to make them proficient. The path to resegregation has been going on for some time now. These days, there are separate graduations, dormitories, and even separate dining halls, all based on race. Such practices were once codified into law in the South and termed black codes. They aimed to enforce racial segregation after the Civil War and to bring back slavery while getting around the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments. Poll: is artificial intelligence a net positive or negative for mankind? The act of segregation is not a solution to rising matters. It is more likely to create a permanent class of victims for progressive politicians to extort and make dependent on the state at best. Many believe that segregation of any kind should have no place in classrooms or kids' education. Teaching kids about racism is akin to robbing them of a chance to decide for themselves how they see people of different skin color. District Attorney drops assault charge against Georgia guard who allegedly choked black man with chain around neck. A black man who was assaulted by a Georgia County correctional officer while in custody last year is considering legal action, his attorney said. Tremar Harris of Baxley, Georgia, was allegedly assaulted by an Appling County jail officer, identified as 60-year-old William Rentz, on January 29, 2022. Harris, 37, was restrained during the incident. According to civil rights attorney Harry Daniels, who is now representing Harris, Rentz allegedly began to torture him, wrapping a chain around Harris's neck and choking him, while he was in a restraint chair. Tremar Harris is considering legal action after a DA dropped a charge against correctional officer William Rentz, who allegedly assaulted Harris. Photo, Harry Daniels. In an affidavit obtained by Atlanta Black Star, officials say Rentz's actions were likely to cause severe injury or death to Harris. It claims the officer used the restraints in an offensive manner.
Can you hear me now? Oh, Lord, could you hear me at all? Yes? Just, oh, my God. Tell me that you could hear me. No sound. My God. You know what I don't like? I swear, can't hear you, Doug. How long ago was that? 12:34? Lord have mercy. You guys are awesome. Thank you for sticking here. I appreciate you. Look, there's just me here. It's just me by myself. I hope you read that. You probably heard that, so no big deal. My apologies. All right. Wow. I can't believe that story, though. That's what I was saying. My apologies. You can hear me now. Wow. It's so wonderful. Thanks for sticking by me, folks. You know, you're the only ones. So this is the reality for a lot of black and brown dancers. Don't dance. What is this here? This is Black News, folks, as you can see. I'm just looking up Black News, seeing what we see, because this is what I do to get prepared for the show. Thieves killing and butchering cows in field to sell meat on the black market. Okay, all you got to do is look up Black News. That's what I do. That's what I do. I look up Black News, and I look for Black News, and usually they give me Black News. New study claims structural racism played role in Black death. I don't know what that is. I'm Black and my wife is Japanese. Here's why raising my biracial kids in Japan is better than in the U.S. You do what you feel is best. Whoa, what is this now? Remember this? What's going on here with this? I heard about this. Did you guys hear about this? Julian Margulies apologizing for statements about Black LGBTQ. I don't care about that, but solidarity with Palestinians. And now she backed up like a crawdad, huh? So she has apologized for all that. Okay, and I found something to rhyme with that. Hey. So she's apologized for her comments linking a perceived lack of support for Jewish people to Black and LGBTQ plus communities, whatever the hell that is. Support of Palestinians amid the Israel-Hamas war. She says, I am horrified by the fact that statements I made on a recent podcast offended the Black and LGBT. She says that she's horrified by the fact her statements did something. So she's taking an exception and joined in the crowd being indignant at what she herself has said. Well, how big of her? My God, how wonderful of her. She says she wants to be clear, racism, homophobia, sexism, or any prejudice against anyone's personal beliefs or identity are abhorrent to me, full stop, unless, of course, they are Jewish. Then I'm going to go off the rails. I'm going to go ham, and I'm going to forget who I am. What is this chick talking about? She added, throughout my career, I've worked tirelessly to combat all kinds of ends in anti-Semitism, anti-Zionism, speak out against terrorist groups like Hamas. Who do you to speak out? Did you speak out against the Proud Boys? Did you speak out against the Proud Boys? What are you talking about, man? See, you're all on code. You're all on code. You know, this is not an apology. This is more of what you've said, but from a different angle. Don't try to, give us little breadcrumbs and kid bits to dangle. That's ridiculous, man. We all see that. I mean, that's not an apology, man. Juliana Margulies, that's not an apology. It's just not. It's just ridiculous. It's beyond the pale. What it is you trying not to fail. I dig it. All right, thanks so much for sticking with me, folks. I do want to say that, setting aside all jokes, because I sure did mess that sound thing up. I get echoes, I get this, I get, whatever. All right, let me see what else can I do. All right, you can hear me? I can't hear you. Let me see, anything else? No, Black Lives Matter did not endorse Trump for president. Yes, we got that already. We already know that. Investigating injustice. Black women account for 30% of all crime victims in Chicago last year. That is a horrible, horrible thing to hear. Black women make up 16% of Chicago's population, but last year accumulated 30% of all crime victims. That is a bad deal. That is a bad deal. This kind of, let me see. I want to still do the cliches. White audience is too comfortable with black cliches. Yeah, they are getting comfortable, ain't they? They're getting real comfortable, ain't they? They're getting real comfortable. They say what they want to say, huh? Mm-hmm. They sit in the theater, they laugh and grin and cheese. And then, of course, they say, pardon me, please. I did not mean to offend you. But what else could I do? American fiction isn't your average piece of cinema entertainment. Sharp and incisive, it's a satire that aims savage bars at modern culture. Yeah, but when it comes to black culture, you laugh too damn hard. See? And when black Negroes have a sense. There's an energy without pretense that we can see and relate to almost instantly. And hence, we can tell what your laughter truly represents. Sharp and incisive, it's a satire that aims savage barbs at modern culture. It's the story of an author monk played by Jeffrey Wright. Jeffrey's a good actor, who becomes disillusioned by the way the publishers he wants to work with only seem interested in stereotypical black storytelling. Oh, so this is a true story. Okay, so this is just some true shit going on. In frustration, he pens a book overflowing with black cliches. To his dismay, it becomes an instant literary hit. Yes! They love laughing at us every little bit. American fiction's writer and director Cord Jefferson sees it as satire, but with a serious message. I just want to find a way to invite people in, allowing them to laugh and enjoy themselves and not feel like they're lectured, not feel like they're being scolded, feel like they're being told how to believe. All right, so it's like a double-edged sword I can perceive here, because it gives whites the opportunity to be all right laughing at black plight. It really does. That's exactly what it does. It gives them the permission they need to show without contrition how this should go every day. And they really don't have too much they need to say. Yeah, that's right. Interesting. I probably would maybe not see this at all, because I can just imagine the call to white friendliness and all. No, that's not for me. That's not for me. That's not for me, folks. You got to see it's not for me. It's from, let me tell you something. I think that that time is over. The time for that is about over. Folks have chosen and decided their side. And so any kind of pretension from them, I will not abide. Charles Blow calls for reverse migration for Black Americans to increase political capital. South to Black power. Is he out of his mind? What did he talk about here? Wait, hold up, folks. Charles Blow, somebody I do respect and don't know. Charles Blow calls for reverse great migration for Black Americans to increase political capital. In his HBO documentary, South to Black Power, Author and journalist Charles Blow argues that the way for Black Americans to achieve more political power in this country is to continue to expand the trend of moving to southern states that have already had large populations of Black people. Really? Really? I don't know about the brawl in Bama, but they'll come off boats to help you out. So I'm sure you can get out there. That's a bit odd. You listen, instead of wanting to leave, we have folks that want us to dig in even further. I don't understand that, Mr. Blow. I don't see that as a good show. I just don't. That's not, this mess is done. Its time has had its run. It really has, and it's all that has been pent up that they have actually lent up to me. I wouldn't get in front to talk about this in front any day anyway. So that's all I have to say about that. I'm just going to leave that there. That's not one I will abide there. So let me go back to Black News and see what they might have for us to peruse. I'm going to rewind it and see what they got. Oh, wait. Look, I'm not going to take any pleasure in this man getting exactly what he deserved. That's not what this is about. But it is fraught with some mystery. The guy that actually did the stabbing, he is now released, Chevin is released from the hospital back in prison custody. First and foremost, the stabbing itself is fraught with all kind of mystery, really. Look at that. He looks a bit terrified right there. Good. I hope he had the same look on his face George Floyd had on when he put him in his place. So Chavin is returned to prison after the former Minneapolis police officer was stabbed 22 times by a fellow inmate. I gotta ask the question, how did he live? Now, either it was a toughness and a will to live on his part, or just poor performance on the part of the stabber. I'm not giving any credible credence to what he's done. It's just that 22 times, I mean, that's quite a run. Chavin was convicted of the 2020 murder of George Floyd, allegedly stabbed with an improvised knife on November 24th while in the law library. What's in the law library for? What you in the law library? What you in the law library for, bro? You ain't getting out. So you in the law library at Federal Correction Institution in Tucson, Arizona, by inmate John Turskak, 52, according to a criminal complaint. Let me pause there just for a moment and tell you a little bit about Mr. Turskak, whatever his name is, okay? This guy was sent to get out, and I believe in 2030, something like that, okay? He had already done 22 years of a 30-year sentence, if my memory is serving me correctly. We know that Mr. Chavin is at the beginning of his sentence. So having such a, what I call, short time to go, I mean, I know that seems like a long time, but it's actually a short time correspondent to the amount of time he had behind him, juxtaposed to the amount of time he had in front of him. Listen, him just having that on his mind to do that just seems a bit benign. It doesn't seem in line with what someone who has done a lot of time would do. I don't kid you. And now the man is through because he had just a little time to go, and now, well, And the real issue I find interesting is that Chavez was on the main line anyway. He as a cop, perhaps didn't want to, he didn't think he'd drop, but he didn't want to go in protective custody. Well, I get that, but he's in there now. All right, let me get back to the actual article. All right, can't believe I did that. So, Chavez attorney Gregory M. Erickson said in a statement Sunday that he spoke with Chavin's family Saturday, and they confirmed that this medical condition has improved to the extent that he has been removed from the trauma care facility at a local Tucson hospital and returned to prison custody for his follow-up care. And there it is right there. Now, his family is very concerned about the facility's capacity to protect him from further harm. Well, I can understand that. They remain unassured that any changes have been made to the faulty procedures that allowed Derek's attack to occur in the first place. Eric said, listen, I mean, if they got to Jeffrey Epstein, what makes you think they ain't gonna get to this fool? What? I gotta take you to school? My wife called that shot, I might add. I might add, my wife, when Epstein got arrested, my wife said it's gonna be just a few days and he'll be tested. And that was it. It was done. So Turskak, what? Has been charged with attempted murder. Kind of with a, attempted murder, like what? With a question mark, like what, 22 times? You didn't, attempted murder, assault with intent to commit murder, another little smirk on there. Assault with a dangerous weapon and assault resulting in seriously bodily injury in connection with the stabbing, according to federal prosecutors. Attorney information for Turskak was not available Monday because no one is that stupid enough to take the case without being forced to do so. All right, so that seems pretty interesting regarding what Mr. we've gone through. Chauvin. It is interesting how he was got to that. I don't find that suspicious at all. Okay. Okay, so what is this? This is interesting. I almost missed this. Hold on, folks. We're going to go through some stuff. Don't be duped by Trump's claim of black support. What you talking about? I see him out there. The big news in black politics is about young black voters supposedly abandoning Biden. Last week, former President Donald Trump took advantage of this, celebrating on his website after a Black Lives Matter activist endorsed him. Okay, so we know it wasn't a Black Lives Matter, whatever. Don't fall for it, it's gaslighting. So basically what they're saying is because the Black Lives Matter, I'm assuming, let me see, don't fall for it. This frenzy is an example of gaslighting, of fumes being pumped into the air by conservatives to dizzy, distract, and make you doubt reality itself. What is the reality about Biden? What has he done for the black community that I don't care about? I mean, pretty much everything. Sorry. I don't see any difference in the attitudes of these men. And everything else is just a pretend. Every signing into law, every improvement you think you saw, you didn't see anything. I mean that. Now, let's continue. Black voters prefer Biden over Trump by a ratio of at least 8-1 in most polls. You're talking to the wrong black people, and not that they support Trump. It's just that real Negroes don't support any of this mess. Now, what they do is take the lesser of two evils. See, you understand? It's like Evel Knievel. They're just jumping over the facts, and the facts don't land. Listen, they don't support the man. They don't support Donald Trump. So by attrition, they're stuck with Biden. Anyway, all right. The real threat to Biden among black voters is a low voter turnout, and efforts to discourage black people from going to the polls are being fueled by voter suppression efforts coming out of Republican legislators. These GOP legislators are making it harder to register voters, limiting the use of ballot drop-off boxes, and cutting the number of voting sites. Their goal is to lower minority turnout. How welcome do you feel in this country as a Negro? The fact that this exists, that doesn't mean that you should resist. Perhaps you should insist on getting on the get out of here list. I don't understand why people don't just get it. You know, they're never going to allow Negroes to relax. They're never going to allow us to just soak in the facts. They're always going to feed us the lie, you know, and that's just how we're going to get by. So Trump, Biden, they're both the flip sides of the same coin, and neither party should Negroes join. And that's what I'm saying. All right, let me continue. Let's continue the black news. I'm going to be here for a little bit. We'll go over some weather as well. I do have quite a few videos to tell. I mean, there's a lot going on. And if the aftershocks, we've had several earthquakes, which have been very, very problematic. They've got a 7.6 yesterday, a 7.0 yesterday, and then a 6.7, all in the same area, which kind of crazy. Let me see this here. Now, it does say more than 8,000 covered by cyclone flooding. Let me see what is going on, folks. I'm going to bring it over here for you. Let me do this because I've just determined that we're going to do this. Here we go. Bear with me, folks. We'll get the gist. Bear with me. Yeah, that looks interesting. I think I'll do that. All right. We need to go over some weather. Let's go over weather together. Let's see what weather has to offer us. Now, this appears to be, it says 8 million covered by cyclone. This is an hour ago. Thanks for tuning in to the Doug Rice Show. Appreciate you being here. We're going to be on for as long as I can be on. I hope you might give to the edifices below. So here's a cyclone. This says in India, China, India. So this is interesting. I want to hear this. Here we go.
Cyclone Michwan in the Bay of Bengal has developed into a severe cyclonic storm. The storm is moving north towards the Andhra Pradesh coast. Streams of water from the sea fill the coastal areas. Strong gusts of wind blew down trees and poles. Extremely heavy rains brought life to a standstill in the city of Chennai. More than a dozen cars are stuck in flooded city tunnels. The airport was closed due to flooding of the runway. Power outages were reported in several areas of the city. However, the electricians bravely did their job. Most of the city was completely flooded. Cars sped through the streets like boats. The wind speed near Chennai airport was 88 km per hour. While the wind speed in the city center was 70 km per hour.
Folks, this has been consistent for the last 2 weeks. This kind of weather all over places like Saudi Arabia, all over places in Europe and Italy. They've got volcanoes going off. They've got all kinds of earthquakes happening. And the reason I paused for the calls to let you know, it's happening. I'm seeing in India, they've got in Nadu, Tamil Nadu, India. That was 3 hours ago. They have so many weather problems going on, mudslides, hurricanes, cyclones, flooding, as you see here. And it's not really being reported to any great length in Western news media. And I find that indicative of how closed they keep this society. The American society is one that is kept as ignorant and as dumb-witted as possible, which contributes to the fact the creator said we would be ruled over by a foolish nation. They are proving to be fools, and they are kept foolish in their schools. They are kept foolish through their news. They are just kept fools. That's it. So let's get back to the rest of this. It's not too much. A little bit more, about 4 minutes more. This is the NDW News weather, and they are showing some stuff which I think we should all see. All right, so let's continue with it. Here we go. It seems to be stopping and starting.
In some areas, almost completely flooded the first floors. Many local shopkeepers were hit hard by the flooding. Even modern buildings had roofs leaking due to heavy rain. Heavy rainfall occurred in the coastal areas of North Tamil Nadu. Almost all local transport was paralyzed. Massive heavy rains forced residents to evacuate from the city. Local authorities brought in rescue teams to evacuate the population. The footage shows how the streets literally turned into rivers. The city of Chennai and surrounding regions were the worst hit. A severe cyclonic storm will make landfall between Nellore and Machilipatnam regions in Andhra Pradesh. Landfall may occur in the Bapatla area.
So I'm glad I caught this. I want to give this its full attention. If you guys can see, you know, this is dated the 4th, about 15 minutes past the 4th, and that's today. And look what's forming. And this is happening all over the planet. There are weather patterns happening everywhere. It just is an endless and unfortunately relentless kind of rain that seems to be just kind of driving folks insane. I want to go back to the news, if you don't mind. I like to kind of make sure we're not missing anything. Nothing slips past our minds. Let me see here. Just want to make sure I refresh Black News and make sure we're not missing any news we should peruse. We got basically everything. I can't see too much more. I'm still looking for stuff on the black bears. I'm waiting for black bear news to come. It's almost, they keep black bears on the run. I just don't like it. It's just amazing. I don't like the whole black. The inmate accused has a symbolic connection. What is going on? Really? Whoa, what's happening here? Uh-oh. Oh, wait. Cancel. Bear with me. Hold on, folks. Tried to get me. Look at this. The inmate accused, let me go there. The inmate accused of stabbing Derek 22 times bizarrely said he attacked him on Friday as a symbolic connection to Black Lives Matter. Folks, that just doesn't make sense to me. That don't make sense to me, man. That does not make sense to me. Why would he do that? I don't understand that, because it makes that, I don't understand why he would make that claim. This guy said that he led a faction of the Mexican mafia in the Los Angeles area in the late 1990s before becoming an FBI informant. So he's an FBI informant, and that turns him into a Black Lives Matter supporter ready to stab somebody, and he couldn't be more shorter. But he was later dropped because he continued to engage in criminal activities. He was jailed after pleading guilty to racketeering and conspiring to kill a rival gang. And that's all they say about him. That's it. I don't know, folks. It looks, I don't know. It looks suspicious to me. I don't know. Maybe we'll see what's happening. So we've gone through quite a bit today. I don't know. We've gone through as much news as I can peruse. I've shown you the weather. I don't really want to, ruin the day for what else might be clever. So I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to go away. Yeah, it's 3:07. We did an hour and some odd minutes. You guys, and I think we got in it. All right. I wasn't too long muted. I just saw that. Thank you so much to Trina for that. You guys are awesome. Listen, I'm living on fumes. If I could find some money, I'd start digging and consume. What is it? Resume? I don't know. Exhume some money from dirt, because it wouldn't hurt if I could get some, but, I'm on the alert. All right, folks, I got to go. I do thank you for tuning into the show. Look below, like, subscribe, and share, and then do the other things that it says down there. Use those links as well, as far as you can tell. We're brought by you by TWID. All right, we got some stuff to sell. Boom. Okay. Go to twidwear.com and buy some apparel. I don't care if your name is, Johnny or Daryl. Let's stop. Okay, folks, I'm done. I'm about to drop. We are good to go, folks, and this is the Doug Rice Show, folks. I just want you to know, folks. All right, here we go. All right, cue the music. No, did I get it? Oh, cue the music. All right, the outro music. Stay tuned. It's only 3:08. I might be doing another live before it's late. I might put something together. Who knows? Depends on the weather. These are these shows. I'm Doug Rice. Thanks so much for showing up, and thanks for all of the support. I got to go get that damn grin off your face, Negro. That's what I do. All right, I got to go. Y'all take it easy. Bye-bye.